In today's class, we're going to be creating a yearbook page featuring 6 individuals you wish went to the New York City Lab School. So the first order of business is to download that blank image from Google Classroom. Next, what you're going to do is identify 6 people you wish you went to our school. They can be maybe people you know, teachers. They can also be celebrities, politicians, or people you admire, like Michelle Obama. I've also got Pablo Neruda, my favorite poet, and can't forget Peter Griffin. So once we've identified these individuals, what we're going to do is we're going to be creating these black boxes that we see in the backdrop, right, behind each individual. First, however, I'm going to introduce a new technique. So here we've got Miss Price, of course. I'm going to select the rectangular marquee just like we did in yesterday's class. I'm going to click and drag. We're going to press Command C, Command V to paste, right? However, there's something pretty cool that we can do, and we can sort of carve away at selections, meaning subtract from selections. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to select this button right here, and you'll notice if you leave your mouse over it for just a moment, it should say subtract from selection. And when that's selected, what we can do is we can sort of click like so. All right, let's see how this looks. I'm going to press Command C, Command V, and it doesn't look any different, but that's because it pasted right on top. And I'm going to drag this away, and wow, that looks pretty cool. That's weird. So you're probably thinking, Dros, why are you teaching us this? Well, because the most efficient way to create these black boxes is, one, we're going to create a new layer, and then what you could do is create 6 at a time. So you could go create a selection. We're going to use the paint bucket, and we've got black in the foreground, and so we've got that selection, left click, select, and now we're going to deselect this area by pressing Command D. Return to the rectangular marquee, create a selection, paint bucket, left click, Command D, rectangular marquee, and so on and so forth, right? That's kind of a pain in the butt, and it's a little bit uneven. What we're going to do instead is we're going to be super efficient. Now, all of these 3 black boxes are on layer 1. We're going to be creating lots of new layers in Photoshop, and this is the new layer button. So if I click this, you'll notice that lots of new layers are appearing. And if we simply press delete on our keyboard, they'll all go away. And so I'm going to press delete, or click, left click, and drag down to the garbage can. Boom, it's gone. We're going to be super efficient today. We're going to create a new selection using the rectangular marquee like so. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract from this, and we're going to eyeball it. So, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be what it is. All right. I like the look of that. And so now that it's relatively consistent across the 6 panels, what we need to do now is create a new layer. So you can click on this little tab right here that says create a new layer. Alternatively, you can press Command Shift N. We're going to use the paint bucket. Boom. And now to deselect, we're going to press Command D. Amazing. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to return to those 6 individuals. We're going to use not the rectangular, but the elliptical marquee tool. We're going to left click. We're going to pull down, and if you hold down the space bar, you can actually shift the selection around. So I'm holding down the space bar until I got it exactly where I want it. Miss Price has to go to our school. Command V to paste. Amazing. We're going to press Command T to shift the size down a little bit. Amazing. All right, so we're going to include Mr. Coughlin. You can press M for the rectangular marquee. We're going to press Command C. We'll return to the yearbook page. Command T, hold Shift. Oops, make sure that the width and the height are proportional. Amazing. And then round it out with Mr. Keo. Command C, Command V, Command T, hold Shift, making sure that it's proportional. I'm going to make Mr. Coughlin a little bit smaller just because we want to make sure that we have enough space for his face. For the individuals that you guys are going to find online, including obviously Michelle Obama, we're going to right click, copy image, we're going to return to Photoshop, we're going to go to File, New, Enter, Enter, let's go, Command V, M, Selection, Command C, Command V, Command T to make it a little bit bigger. All right, so we're just about done. What we're going to do now is we're going to write each individual's name on this specific page underneath their photo. So I'm going to obviously write Miss Price, and I'm confused right now because I'm writing this text. I can see that it's above Miss Price's. Miss Price's layer 2, and yet I don't see the text. Why is that? Oh, oh, it's because we can't see black on black. We need to highlight all this text. We're going to need to make sure that it's white. We've got to have a little bit of contrast. You're going to go through, you're going to type in each individual's name, and I'm going to reduce the size just a tad, making sure that it fits appropriately. Beautiful. And there's one last step if we have time. You're going to select that individual. So I'm going to click on the move tool and I'm going to select Miss Price, and you'll notice that when I selected her, the layer is automatically selected in the layers palette. So for example, if I click Mr. Keogh, boom, I'm sorry, Mr. Coughlin, boom, Mr. Keogh, Michelle Obama, it's going to be jumping around. We're going to add something called a layer style. So right now, Michelle is selected. If you click effects right there, we've got a number of options or effects that we can add to just this layer. So we're going to add something called stroke. And when you do, the color right now is black, so we can't really see anything. We're going to change it to white, and what we can see is that it's now outlined. You can, I'm going to press OK because I like that color. We can adjust the size. So that's too much. I'm going to recommend that you do approximately 5 pixels. So let's return, of course, to Miss Price. I'm going to simply click on her face. We're going to go to effects. We're going to go to stroke. We're going to press OK. I'm going to click, let's click on Mr. Keogh. We're going to left click on effects. We're going to select stroke. We're going to then, we can actually shift this window over. We're going to press OK. And you're going to go through, you're going to fill this out to the best that you can given our 46-minute class period. I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to produce. Good luck.